Hey there, this is Lore, and today, after watching this video, you will know how to make a bikini top without sewing. And the best part, this baby is not only reversible, you can actually wear it in a bunch of different ways, making it the best bikini top you could ever have. So let's get into it. You will need a stretch fabric, around 1 yard is more than enough. I'll be using 2 different colors, but you can also make it with a single one. And I will leave a link with fabric recommendations in the description box below. The other essential ingredient to this crafty adventure is the sewing pattern. You just gotta print it at home, and it takes like 2 minutes to put together using tape. I will also leave the link for this one in the comments below. And lastly, the secret sauce to make this project possible without a sewing machine is heat bonding tape, specifically designed for use on stretch fabrics. Okay, first we need to cut out 4 pieces of fabric using the pattern. If you want to use 2 different colors for your top, fold one of the fabrics in half and cut the first 2 layers at once by securing the pattern onto the fabric with pins, and then carefully cutting around the edges. Next, cut 2 more layers of fabric in the second color using the same pins and pattern. Finally, cut a strip of fabric that measures 59 inches long and 1 5/8 of an inch wide. This will be used as our underbust strap. Now let's begin making the top. The heat bonding tape has a smooth paper layer on one side and a slightly textured glue layer on the other. It is 5/8 of an inch wide, which is a bit wider than we need it to be. Therefore, before using it, we will need to cut it down to 3/8 of an inch wide. This is to match the seam allowances of the pattern. We will have something like this. And don't discard the extra 1/4 inch of tape that we trim it off, because we will be using it as well. First, let's apply the tape to the curved part at the bottom of the fabric piece. To help the tape adjust to the curve, make small cuts along the edge like this. Then place the tape along the curve with the paper side up and the texture side down to stick to the fabric, and little by little use the heat of the iron to activate the glue and bond the tape to the fabric. Before we continue with taping the other sides, let's mark some areas that won't have tape. First, draw a mark on each side of the top, measuring 1 inch up from the bottom edge. Then, around 5 inches down from the other edge, mark a space that is 2 inches long. This little area will also go without tape. Now we can continue applying the tape to both sides of the top, except in the areas that we marked. When you come across a curve like this, make small cuts as needed and continue pressing the tape with the iron. For the top edge, use some of the smaller pieces of tape and apply them like this. Next, peel off the paper layer of the tape and you will reveal the shiny layer of glue that has bonded to the fabric. After removing all the paper, take one of the fabric pieces cut in a different color and place the good sides of the fabric facing each other. Align both pieces super well and then place a damp cloth on top of them. The heat from the iron will create steam that helps the tape work better. Press, press, press until the cloth is dry. Then move on to another section. After pressing all around, it will look like this. And before we turn it inside out, let's measure 1 inch up from the bottom edge and draw a line like this. Next, apply more of the thinner tape above this line. This will create a tunnel for the underbust strap. And after pressing it, remove the paper layer from the tape by peeling it off as well. Then trim the top corners of the fabric to make them look sharper once we turn it inside out. And also trim about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom curve to avoid any excess of fabric that could make it look bulky. Now you can turn the piece inside out using the 2 inch space we left without tape. Look how beautiful it looks. No one will believe it wasn't sewn. Okay, now to complete this side, take the damp cloth again and press on the area where we added the last piece of tape. Next, add a small piece of tape to close the 2-inch space we used to turn it inside out. Repeat the same steps on the other side of the top. And once both sides of the top are ready, it's time to work on the thin strap. We are going to apply more of the 3/8-inch tape along one side of the fabric strip. And the process will look like this. Remove the paper backing from the tape, then fold the fabric in half like this. And before using the damp cloth, let's give it a press without it to make sure that the edges are perfectly aligned. Then place the damp cloth on top and let the iron work its magic. Finally, trim 1/8 of an inch from the edge to remove excess of fabric. The quickest and easiest way to turn it inside out is to use a loop turner tool like this one. I will leave a link for it below if you want to check it out. Or you can use a safety pin instead. After turning it inside out, give it a final press and it will look flawless and beautiful like this. Now simply attach a safety pin to one of the ends of the strap and pass it through the tunnel we made on both sides of the top. After that, you can tie knots on both ends of the strap to finish it off. Now you can try it on and start playing with all the different color combinations and ways to wear it. If you want to see all the 17 different ways I have found so far and how to tie your new top step by step, check out my other video here. And I will see you there. Bye bye!